Good day, distinguished audience, and we are in the month of February, another series of Global Youth Alliance for Change podcast. And my name is Vera Oluwabimpe Miracle, and I am the host of this podcast and also the founder of Global Youth Alliance for Change, and it's been going to 2 years to 3 years. Okay, so today we'll be talking about Goal 5, which is achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Okay, so gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but it is necessary a foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. There has been progress over the last decade, but the world is not on track to achieve gender equality by 2030. Women and girls represent half of the world population and therefore also half of its potential, but gender inequality persists everywhere and stagnates social progress. On average, women in the labor market that still earns 23% less than men globally, and women spend about 3 times as many hours in unpaid domestic and care work as men. Okay, so sexual violence and exploitation, the unequal division of unpaid care and domestic work, and discrimination in public office all remain huge barriers. All these areas of inequality have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. There has been a surge in reports of sexual violence. Women have taken on more care work due to school closures, and 70% of health and social workers globally are women. At this current rate, it will take an estimate 300 years to end child marriage, 286 years to close gaps in legal protection and remove discriminatory laws, 140 years for women to represent equally in position of powers and leadership in the workplace, and 47 years to achieve equality representation in national parliament. Political leadership, investment, and comprehensive policy reforms are needed to dismantle systematic barriers to achieving Goal 5. Gender equality is cross-cutting objective and must be a key focus of national policies, budgets, and institutions. How much progress have we made? International commitment to advance gender equality have brought about improvement in some areas like child marriage and female genital mutilation, which have declined in recent years, and women representation in the political arena is higher than ever before. But the promise of a world in which every woman and girls enjoy full gender equality and where all legal, social, and economic barriers to their empowerment have been removed remains unfulfilled. In fact, that goal is probably even more distant than before. Since women and girls are being hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic, are there any other gender related challenges? That's a question. So the answer is yes. Worldwide, nearly half of married women lack decision making power over their sexual and reproductive health and rights. 35% of women between 15 to 49 years of age have experienced physical and sexual intimate partner violence or non-partner sexual violence in 1 to 3 age. 15 to 19 have experienced some form of female genital mutilation, cutting in 30 countries in Africa and the Middle East, where the harmful practice is most common, with a high risk of prolonged bleeding, infection that include HIV, childbirth, complication, infertility, and others. The type of violence doesn't just harm individuals and women and girls, it also undermines their overall quality of life and hinder their active involvement in society. Why should gender equality matters to you? Okay, regardless of where you live in, a gender equality is a fundamental human right. Advancing gender equality is critical to all areas of a healthy society, from reducing poverty to promoting the health, education, protection, and the well-beings of girls and boys. What can we do? If you are a girl, you can stay in school, help empower your female classmates to do the same, and fight for your right to access sexual and reproductive health services. If you are a woman, you can address unconscious biases and implicit associations that form an unintended and often an invisible barrier to equal opportunity. If you are a man or a boy, you can work alongside women and girls to achieve gender equality and embrace healthy, respectful relationships. You can fund education campaigns to curb cultural practices like female genital mutilation and change harmful laws that limit the rights of women and girls and prevent them from achieving their full potential. Beautiful. And it's not just because that I am a female that many people say, oh, that is the reason why you're doing gender equality podcast. No, it's not because of that. I believe both boys and girls deserve rights, right to, right to being fair, right to their fundamental human rights, right to education, um, right to a lot of things, actually. So I would definitely say that yes, a lot have changed. Women are now working, women now have careers, women are not just staying at homes and being a full-time housewife. They are independent, they have businesses, they have career. But basically, we can't say that is all the populations of women that are basically having all this. We can just say, let's say 50% of women out of 100% are still trying to get their feet on ground to be outside the world and show the world what they can do and involve themselves in a lot of things. If we talk about the aspect of the political channels, are women ruling politically? I would say that here in a part of our society, especially where I come from Nigeria, I have seen amazing women who are in leadership positions. But at the same time, we have had a rivalry or a conflict going on between the Miss Natasha and Afabio, and it seems that she has been called to to resign from her position, and she had already sued the Senate President Akpabio that he cannot do such, and now they are having a dispute. So we still have a lot of conflict like that, apart from my country and other countries who will be trying to, especially when it also talks about the presidential election, the US election, where we have Kamala Harris and we have Donald Trump. And we all know that Donald Trump actually won. Congratulations to him. But we have Kamala, who was a very courageous woman who tried to fight for all the women out there who deserve to be in the political seat. Like, we have amazing women like Hillary Clinton who have been striving several times to get into the political power, but she hasn't been on decks yet. So, and we still have the same thing with Kamala Harris, but yeah, she's not the US president, but she really is a courageous woman to fight to get to that position. And a lot of questions politically has been, will women ever get the chance to be president of their country? We have that same questions that we will ask even in Nigeria. But yesterday I came across a Twitter post, and this was actually coming from one of the former presidential media aide. His name is Bashar Ahmad, and he was the presidential media aide for former president or former general Muhammadu Buhari. And he was like, he would actually vote for Okonjo Iweala to be the president of Nigeria. And I was like, wow. He said she has so much political wisdom to share and experiences to share, looking at the fact that she works in a very political platform. So she has everything to take to lead this country in the right track, and I really sustain him. I feel she has everything to do, not just because she's a female like me, but she has the potential and she can do it. And if she can, other women can. She can win it. So we don't know if she's looking forward to contesting for Nigeria presidential election, but we hope that she can look into it someday. Let us know what you think about Okonjo Iweala being a president of Nigeria, or whoever female president you are ever thinking of getting into the political aspect. As for me, I would say that I will be looking forward to ever going into political position. I just hope to be sponsored and I hope to have the opportunity because I see myself as a natural born leader, as you can see, who has started up this, non-profit organizations to help and inspire the youth to focus on tackling SDG goals. So I believe having a political position, starting from local government or whatever position, I have what it takes to do that. I can definitely lead this country on the right track. So this is an avenue to tell people sponsor me. Okay, so we move towards child education, and sincerely speaking, I would definitely say that we still have a long way to go in child education in Nigeria because I have seen another media content, or should I say media news, because of course I'm also a journalist and many people already know this by now. And when I came across that story, it talks about a elderly man and a very young adolescent child, and they were getting married. So we still have a lot to go in terms of child marriage, and it's about those in the northern part. So there's still a lot of funding of education that can be done to work on the misconception about child marriage, to fix the solution. And yes, even in Global Youth Alliance for Change, we have where you can donate. We have our Bitcoin and other wallet address, and we also have my account details you can make payment to, where we can go to schools to talk about child marriage and other things that pertains to gender equality. And also we have this our podcast where we are using this avenue and opportunity to talk about things related to SDG goals, and you can also support with a token, and you can also do us a favor by liking and sharing and reposting. And yes, our details will be on the podcast platform. So thank you for listening to the end, and let us know what you think about gender equality. How far do you think we can still go? Because we still have a long way to go. Though, like I said, we are 50% ahead, and that is it on the series for gender equality. Once again, my name is Flora Mikwe, and I am the host of this podcast and as well the founder. And we'll see you in another series next one. Bye.